In this episode, we are going on a duck hunt with my friend Steve Holmes. I got to know Steve years ago because he's relatively connected in the St. Louis food scene, and I interviewed him for our October issue, which was focused on the great outdoors. And so during that interview, I got really interested in what it meant to go hunting. I've never been hunting before, and it's a big part of food culture here in Missouri and in other states around the country. So today, we're going to go on a duck hunt with Steve, and we're going to get to know a little bit about hunting culture.
Ducks fascinate me. I don't know why, but they do. They're gorgeous, they're interesting. As soon as you think you got them figured out, they teach you that you don't. And what's that? Tasty. And they're delicious. I came late to the game, so in my mid-30s is when I discovered hunting. I was a city kid. I grew up in Kirkwood. We didn't go out to the country on a regular basis. We did what suburban kids did, right? We went to the mall, etc. We started Wingshoot Farms in 1999. A bunch of the guys had been members of a duck club farther south in St. Charles County. The owner passed away. We needed a place to hunt, so we came up and bought some land here, and been kind of building and expanding on it ever since then. I think this duck club is an incredibly social experience. Some of my very best friends are members here with me. I hunt with them every day, and have been bringing my kids out here since we've had the place. So they all spend a real important part of their youth here, and whenever they come back into town, they seem to make their way up here for at least one hunt or two. For me, it's the friendship. It's the guys that we hunt with all year, and the kids and the camaraderie. And then secondly, it'd be nature. It's great to be out here and being in the middle of nature. The deer population in Missouri is incredible. The turkey population is as good as anywhere in the country. And we are right in the middle of the Mississippi Flyway, which is the largest flyway for migratory ducks and geese in the United States, maybe in the world. So we're blessed. You know, we joke in St. Louis that you can drive in any direction for an hour and you're in a cornfield, which is true. But there's an awful lot more than just corn out there. We're 2 miles from the Mississippi River. Every time you come out here, it's a fascinating window into a part of the world that I think a lot of people don't realize is an hour or less than an hour away from where you live and where you work.
This is great.
That'll keep you warm.
Yeah, thank you. Now I look like Rambo.
You're like a swamp girl.
I feel very official.
It's a good day for us. We'll see what happens. It's hunting. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
So Steve and I are standing in a blind, and this blind is how many feet do you think?
Probably 4 feet in the ground.
And it's just a metal box that's lined with wood. And as you can see, we're surrounded by all the dried stalks of corn. And so I think we're pretty well camouflaged to entice some ducks to come our way.
Today's what we call a ducky day. So there's wind, there's cloud cover, it's a little chilly. The more you don't want to be golfing, the more you want to be duck hunting, and vice versa. So if it's a gorgeous day, you don't want to be here. If it's crummy day and you're like, oh, do I want to go outside? You want to be in a duck blind.
That's great. So you leave the corn on the stalks as a way to attract the ducks?
You can grow other crops. The corn's the best. It withstands the weather better. A lot of guys have beans, and ducks will eat beans, or they'll eat millet or Milo or whatever. But once you get a hard freeze or hard frost, that tends to fall over. The corn's sturdy, and the ducks love it. In that regard, it's the ideal crop for us. There are 4 flyways in the United States, and the Mississippi, which is where we are, is the largest flyway of all of them. And so they're coming out of Ontario, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and Minnesota. So they all go up there to breed in the spring. And then by fall or winter, they're coming back. So when they come down, they're just looking to eat. You know, they're going to fly, eat. As long as they can get access to food, they'll stick around. Open water and food. If the ponds and lakes and rivers freeze over, they're gone, and they're farther south.
In the evening, after the duck hunting time period is over, you actually do see thousands of ducks come in to stay the night here in the fields.
Yes, yes. You name it. Everything's trying to eat a duck. And, you know, they can come from below, they can come from above. And so if he's out in the middle of the water, that's the safest place he's going to be. And so there's 3,000, he's even safer. So they'll go sit on the river, they'll sit on the conservation areas, but then they want to feed at night. And so there's no food on the river, obviously, so they'll come in here. Any species that's allowed to be hunted in Missouri is heavily controlled and regulated by the state and federal government to make sure that the population sustains itself where it is or gets stronger. And you do that by limiting the season, limiting the hours that you can hunt, limiting the number of birds you can hunt on any given day. Right now we've got more ducks alive in North America than we ever have. So it's been a tremendous success story for the overall population of ducks. Rules in Missouri are 60-day season. Generally starts about Halloween, usually ends about Christmas, plus or minus a week. You can shoot 6 birds a day. There are various species limits, so you need to know what you're shooting at before you do it, and that is the way that we keep the species going so that next year the hunting is as good as it was this year or better. He's using different intonations. One's a, hey, get back here call. Yeah. One's a, everything's fine, come on down call. It's just different sound. I got a real good handle on where the ducks are just by listening, because I've been hunting with them for 15 years.
So how close do they have to be for you to be able to shoot them?
About 25 yards, 30 yards, maybe 40. So you see the edge of the water there?
Mm-hmm.
If a bird's flying, you wouldn't want to shoot him too much farther past.
Oh, okay,
That's
so they have to be pretty close.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. I never miss. Conservation is about money. Within 5 miles of here, we have both a state and a federal game preserve, which is where the animals can thrive and prosper. That doesn't come about without money. And hunters pay for the privilege of hunting in Missouri. You got to play by the rules and you got to pay for the privilege. And that's been going on for about 80 years now. The amount of money the Department of Conservation has collected through hunting licenses is substantial, and that's what funds the conservation effort. In addition to the public efforts, there's a great deal of private effort. The most notable on a national basis is Ducks Unlimited. We've also got the Great Rivers Habitat right here in the bottoms land here of St. Charles and Lincoln County. All of them working very hard to keep the species alive, healthy, thriving, and getting stronger every year. So it's a public-private effort that's probably as good as an example as you're going to see in terms of cooperation and ultimate success.
So you have 9 members of the duck club?
Right, there are 9 of us here. And it's an excuse to get together. Season's 60 days long. Steve and Bobby are out here. You know, they're helping the farmer plant the crop, get the soil ready, get the blinds dressed out and everything. And so, you know, for some people it's a 2-month-a-year experience, and for others it's kind of a 12-month-a-year deal. That was nice calling, boys. That was a tough one. I was up over the corn and...
You're a good shot. Is there as much fat on a wild duck as a duck that you would buy in a grocery store? I would think not.
No, those ducks are, I don't even know if they're outside. You know, they're indoors or whatever. They're penned up or pretty close to, you know, whereas these things are flying. I mean, bird you shoot here is a real good chance. Yeah, he's probably flown 1,000 miles to get here. So, I mean, it's lean.
That was great. Thank you. Thank you. And I was really intrigued by what it means to hunt. You are able to spend time in the natural environment, which I think a lot of folks don't have a chance to do these days.
On any given day, you'll see eagles, you'll see pelicans, you'll see swans, you'll see ducks, geese, you name it. And you're out in the middle of it. You get a tremendous respect for the animals, you get a tremendous respect for outdoors. All of my buddies are heavily involved in the conservation efforts, either doing something or contributing, you know, good chunks of money to it. And the duck population is stronger now than it's ever been in terms of just numbers.
A lot of people who don't hunt would be surprised to hear that.
Yeah.
If you don't protect the resources, they won't be here to enjoy.
Right. People like us buy licenses. We support conservation. As a result, it's been very successful. Experience Missouri outdoors, whether it's with a camera, whether it's with binoculars, or whether it's as a hunting experience. Just get outside and appreciate all of the wildlife and all that nature has around us. It's all right there if you wish to take advantage of it and go out and immerse yourself in it.